Alright, so we're going to try and accomplish a few things today. First, I'm trying out my new helmet. I used to have a Bell Vortex. It was mostly for the street bike there. But since I have gone to a dual sport, I wanted something a little more dual sportish, and I have gotten myself a Bell MX-9 Adventure. Be my first ride on it, and we'll see how it works out. See if I've got everything placed properly as far as the microphone for the camera and the camera, etc. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to go out with Mr. D again. If you'll recall, he's my neighbor who has very recently started riding motorcycles. And we're going to see how he's doing. So we're going to go out. I'm going to see if I can convince him to try and hit a little gravel. Just some straight, flat roads. We'll see what he thinks about that. All right, so I'll be back in a little while. So it turns out Mr. D misread my message, and he can't go for a motorcycle ride right now. Perhaps a little later. So I'm taking off by myself to try out my new helmet. Probably not a bad time to talk about the rest of the gear I've got as well. Since I've gone from a super sport bike to a dual sport, some of the gear has changed. So what I'm currently using, I guess we'll start at the bottom with my Alpine Stars Tech 1 boots. I got those because I wanted something a little more motocrossish. I decided that if I was going to be going off-road, then I wanted a bit of a stiffer boot to hopefully offer a little more protection for when I drop the bike on myself. Now bear in mind that I'm not one to go and blow a whole lot of money on gear, so I tried to find a good balance between price point and protection and features in the gear itself. So anyway, the Alpine Stars Tech 1 boots, very happy with those so far. They are stiff, that's for sure. I got used to them pretty quickly, actually. So moving on up, I have Field Shear. I'm not even sure what model these pants are, to be honest. They were the first pants I bought about 5 years ago. They've held up pretty good. They are no longer waterproof by any stretch of the imagination, so they still have to be replaced. But I was happy with them. I'm not sure if Field Shear makes a comparable model of pants still or not, but I would get them again, that's for sure. The jacket is fairly recent. It's within the past couple of months probably, and it is an Oxford Montreal 2.0. Very waterproof, very comfy, lots of pockets, lots of venting. I haven't used it in the summer yet, so I won't know exactly how well that venting works, but I'm sure I'll find out in a few months. And speaking of summer, by the way, it is December, and I am out on a motorcycle, so just a little side note there, I'm very happy about. So on the ends of the arms of the jacket, I have my Alpine Stars gloves. I'm not normally one for Alpine Stars equipment, this is the first Alpine Stars equipment I've bought, actually, the boots and the gloves. I got them both fairly close together, and I'm happy with them. I can't remember the model of the glove, but there it is. Anyway, that's what it looks like. They are waterproof. They are a little bit windproof. The only complaint I would have about them is the liner. It has an insulated liner, so they're great for weather like this, where it's about 6 degrees right now, and my hands are toasty warm. But the moment your fingers get damp, and I don't mean wet, I mean damp, like even thinking about a little bit of dampness, it's very difficult to get them into these gloves. So as long as you can keep your hands and fingers dry, you're golden. But if you're in the rain with the gloves, don't take the gloves off, because you'll never get them back on. So I probably would not purchase the gloves again. And then up to the helmet, the Bell MX-9 Adventure, my first dual sport type helmet. Very happy with it. I was concerned about the peak, perhaps catching some of the wind. As far as field of view goes for the helmet, it's amazing. I can see a little bit in my peripheral on the top and bottom, but the sides are pretty much wide open. I get just a hint of the camera being there, and if I move my eyes all the way to the left or the right, then I can kind of see the edge of the visor, but it's a great field of view. I'm not sure if you guys could hear me with all that wind on that faster stretch of road up there, but it is definitely noisier than the Vortex as far as wind noise. Enough so that I'm probably going to start wearing earplugs again. and the visor does catch some wind. If I'm trying to hold my head on about a 30 to 45 degree angle, I definitely feel it pulling and catching at 90 kilometers an hour. But once I get past that, it's fine, really. So I'm sure I'll get used to that as well. It's Friday afternoon. I convinced my boss that we worked enough this week, so you know, I think maybe I should get out and go for a little motorcycle ride. And, he's a nice guy. He agreed. So here I am. Just thinking about the wind noise in the helmet. And, well, I mean, wind noise and ventilation kind of go hand in hand, right? So on a 6 degrees Celsius December day, I'm quite sure that I think this is excessive. However, I'm willing to bet come June, July, when I'm not going all that fast because I'm spending more time off-road, I'm going to be very appreciative of all these vents and the amount of air this thing flows. And besides, who's kidding who? Dual sport helmets look badass. You know what? As much as I like these gloves, and they are way warmer than my Velocity Racing VR Pro vented gloves that I will wear in the summer, my fingers are getting a little chilly. It's Friday afternoon. So I think it's time to go get some beer for later this evening. So I will see you guys in the future, probably when I change the oil. Talk to you later, and as always, thanks for watching.